Kristaps Porzingis is with no doubt the best Latvian player in NBA history, but you'd be very shocked about what he has overcome. This all starts in 2010. Kristaps Porzingis was just 15 years old, but if you look at images of him at the age of 15, he looks very skinny. Too skinny, almost looking weak. That is because he was diagnosed with anemia. Anemia means you have very little blood, so it makes you super weak. Kristaps said that when he had this, he couldn't run or do anything. During basketball practice, he was always so tired. This obviously didn't attract pro teams in the Euroleague, and the anemia he had went untreated for about half a year. But he was still getting 14 hours of sleep a day. Despite that, he would still get incredibly exhausted after just 5 minutes of dribbling a basketball. Kristaps could have been in the Euroleague at the age of just 16 years old. However, because of his anemia and his extremely skinny body type, coaches did not want him. Kristaps at this point was beginning to doubt himself, but doctors eventually cured him with his anemia and he got his stuff together. Just 2 years later, he played in the Euroleague. I want to say he did amazing, but he simply wasn't outstanding compared to his competition. He averaged 1 point and 2 rebounds. But keep in mind, this was his first season in the Euroleague and he was just 17 years old, so he had a lot of improvement to do. About 2 more years later, he became really good. He averaged 11 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 block. It was clear he was eventually going to make it to the NBA. But he didn't have the best start in the NBA. In fact, his first couple of seconds in the league were a disaster. He was picked 4th overall to the New York Knicks. Since he was 7 feet tall and he could shoot a 3-pointer well, you would expect New York Knicks fans to be happy. But the complete opposite happened. When he was selected, hundreds of Knicks fans booed him. And one kid recorded him getting drafted and started crying. Crybaby. And when he got drafted, he looked so happy, but people were just booing him. Those fans, however, would be very wrong in hindsight. He would ignore those haters. And Kristaps, for his career in the NBA, made one goal. It was to win an NBA championship. In his rookie season, he proved all the doubters wrong, finishing 2nd in Rookie of the Year voting. He averaged 14 points, 7 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Those numbers are absolutely insane. Granted, the Knicks, even with Kristaps in his first season, weren't that good, but they did make an 18.3% improvement in games won, which by the way is incredible progress. In his second season, he was nicknamed the Unicorn by Kevin Durant. It would eventually become a popular nickname for Kristaps Porzingis. The next season, he played even better than his rookie year, but he wasn't incredible or anything. Now it's the 2017-2018 NBA season, where Kristaps really became amazing. He became an all-star and developed a second nickname, Porzingod. He averaged an absurd 23 points and 2.4 blocks. But that's not the craziest part. He shot 40% from 3. He was 7'3" tall. He was absolutely insane. But tragedies struck and this happened.
Defense. Inside Porzingis! But he goes down hard and he's hurt.
Kristaps had torn his ACL, which is one of the worst injuries an athlete could possibly sustain. He got injured just after the All-Star game. He missed the rest of that season and missed the entirety of 2019. Because of this terrible ACL injury, the Knicks thought he was done. They traded him to the Dallas Mavericks to pair along with an MVP caliber Luka Doncic. And hey, the Dallas Mavericks finished 7th in the Western Conference. Because of this, Kristaps Porzingis got to play his first playoff games in Dallas. He was almost an all-star in the 2019-2020 season. And this season, he is not having his best, but he is still a 20 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 2 blocks type of guy. He can still be a multiple-time all-star in his career. He just needs more minutes. This story shows that literally anything could happen. Porzingis went from a kid that could hardly run to being an NBA all-star. Make sure to subscribe. We're trying to hit 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2021. We're at the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed. I'm Bron, and it's my take. Peace.